Hello, fams, faves, likes, and loves, and those souls I've yet to meet. This is Jeffrey DeShawn, the Inspired Muse, with a Tuesday morning pep talk. Now, this week's Tuesday morning pep talk is inspired by a television show. Yes, a television show. And one of my favorite comedians, God rest his soul, Mr. Bernie Mac. Love me some Bernie Mac. And I was watching the Bernie Mac show, just tuned in, scrolling through some decompressed time, watching a little boob tube, right? And the episode is the 2004 episode, Make Room for Caddy. And in this episode, Bernie Mac connects, I believe, with his wife's father, who was very critical of him. And they flash back to, I guess, one of his early days of trying out his comedy in an actual nightclub, because previously he had been performing on the L Train. And apparently the live performance didn't go well, and I believe his wife's father was really harsh in critiquing him. And so he left the club, and his wife finds him sitting on the empty L train. And he's like, you know what? He has a realization. You know what? I got a train full of people every day that laugh at all my jokes, and I bring, light and enjoyment and humor to them. And if you know what, the big stage ain't for me, and this is what I got, I'm cool with it. Lesson number one to ponder on. But then his wife comes along and says, Bernie Mac, no. The L train, yes, it's cool. However, there's a bigger stage for you, and I know it and see it. And I'm going to stay here right with you until you see it too. Okay. She showed up right when he needed her, walked on the empty train and said, Bernie Mac, what you doing? And so my Tuesday morning pep talk main points is, what are the L trains in your life? What are the L trains in your life? What are the spaces and places in your life that you have brought you to a place of development, a place of confidence, somewhat a place of comfort, a place of sustainment, that maybe right now you are feeling like, ooh, I got a little bit more I can give. There's a little bit more space I think I have that I can feel. There's a little bit more in me that I can share with a few more people. So I need to make room. What is it in your life right now that you might need to make room for, so you can step out of the L train in your life and step into the stage, the space, the place that is waiting for your gifts, your talents, your ability, your light, your love? Sometimes we can arrive in places in our life that have served us well. Oh my goodness, have served us well, have developed us. We are comfortable. We know what's going to happen. We know, in the L train Bernie Mac example, that the man sitting in the back right going to giggle. That the lady down, at the other end is going to chuckle. The guy's going to get on at the third stop and go, oh, you here today? And you feel comfortable with that, and that's good. But sometimes there's a little voice, a little something, or a little something here, or a little something in the heart, a little something in the belly that's telling, you know what, I think I got some more room. I think there's a little bit more for me to give and to share. And sometimes when we step out to share a little bit more, we step out into, other spaces, sometimes it don't go so well the first time. Sometimes we get shut down. Sometimes we get overwhelmed. Sometimes we just get frozen and don't know what to do. And we will want to run back into our L train. So I learned a beautiful word from a wonderful, 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 smart woman that I know. Run back into our Corinthias, which is apparently the place in the bullfighting ring where the bull goes to when they get comfortable and they learn sort of how the attack is coming. They go back to the same spot, but they don't realize that the bullfighter and the matadors helping the bullfighter, or picadors, the bullfighters and matador, the picadors are waiting to learn what the Corinthia is. And so sometimes we can run back into our L train. Well, if that little voice is speaking loud to you, if this, that whisper is consistent, or Bernie Mac's wife, right? The Bernie Mac's wife in your life is saying, no, baby, I see more. I see more. I see more. Then man, you know what? Trust it. Trust that voice in you. Trust your gut. Trust your heart. Trust the thoughts and visions in your mind. Trust those around you who you know are for you and have breathed life into you, have walked with you. When they say they see more, trust them. Now, don't rush back out, because sometimes we not ready. Sometimes we got to, try out some new jokes on that L train. So we got some new humor to share in the, larger audiences, spaces, in the nightclubs and the bigger arenas. We got to prepare. But sometimes, we might be ready. You need to put your toe back out there. Sometimes you don't need to sprint into the room. Sometimes we need to walk slowly down the hall. Sometimes we need to start, in the stage that's in the outdoor amphitheater, then move inside to the lobby, and then move inside, to a maybe supporting role. And then we find ourselves on the grand stage of our new beginnings. So for this week, don't be afraid of examining where those L trains are in your life that may have served you and fed you, but they have prepared you for what is to come. And open yourself up to the possibility of making room for more. Particularly in this space and place of transition and change, it's requiring us, for our continued life and living, to make room for to make room for more. And sometimes that can be real scary, especially when we bump up against, criticism or fear or the unknown, or just uncomfortable spaces. It's not what I'm familiar with. Well, take stock, take your lesson. Maybe you go sit back in the L train for a little bit, but prepare to reappear, because in that, you will be surprised to find, when you have prepared yourself, changed your attitude, and you have listened to the right voices, Bernie Mac wife type voices, and you step back out, all things are possible and nothing is out of reach. So go forth this week and look at where you can begin to prepare to make room for your departure from the L train and onto the entryway and the pathways to the main stage of your life and living. I'm Jeffrey DeShawn, the Inspired Muse. Go forth and make room.